Welcome to my channel, Untitled Tarot. My name is Laura. I'm going to do another weekly reading this week, and the topic's going to be what blessings are coming your way. For the week of March 7th through the 14th, I do have some really exciting cards I'm sharing today. March is Women's History Month, and I just ordered and received my Smith-Waite Tarot Deck. These are the original cards that were created by Pamela Colman Smith. She was commissioned by Arthur Edward Waite to create the tarot cards that honestly most tarot cards are modeled from today. This was back in 1909. This particular deck was issued in 2009 for the centennial celebration. So the Rider-Waite, I'm sure you've heard of the Rider-Waite. It's one of them that most people use, or a lot of people use in their readings. So it was given the name Rider-Waite because Rider was the publisher and Waite was kind of the author. He wrote the book. He helped Pamela Colman Smith with, he was kind of, guiding her in the design of the cards, but it was really her. She was the artist. Very interesting woman. I also ordered a book about Pamela Colman Smith. Should be here in a couple of days. I'm just very interested to learn more about her. I do know she was very bohemian. She lived in Great Britain, and that's how she met Arthur Edward Waite. They were in some kind of club together. I'm sure it's a society. It would have been a society at that time that they joined, and they were, just into the metaphysical or the occult and all of that stuff. So that's how they hooked up. I do know that her father was a white American and her mother was from Jamaica, and so she was mixed race. And maybe, I don't know if she was not given credit on the original deck because she was a woman or because she was of mixed race. I'm just not sure. Maybe the book will illuminate some of that. But anyway, she just deserves so much more credit. It's like I said, we're using these. Almost every tarot deck that's been modeled, or that's been created in the last 100 years, uses this as the foundation for, that's where they start from, even if they have different ideas about how to interpret the cards. So, here's a big old shout out to Pamela Colman Smith. I feel very blessed to be reading from her original art today on the cards. This is the original back for the cards that she created in 1909. Her colors are more muted, but they're just beautiful. It's beautiful art. Like I said, it's very familiar because it's the tarot that most tarot is modeled after to this day, over 100 years later. So a big shout out to Pamela Colman Smith. Thank you so much for bringing this gift to us with your visual interpretations of the tarot. Okay, so again, I'm just going to do a weekly reading for the week of March 7th through the 14th. I think that's about right. 7th through the 13th, maybe. I'm not real sure. It will be in the description. It'll be in the title what the exact dates are. And I will also, in the description, put the timestamps for the piles. And I think I'll do 3 again. I've been doing 3 for the weeklies. A lot of times the energies are fluid in those cards. Like each pile has some of the same cards in it. So sometimes, just the energy for the week is the energy for the week, and we may all be experiencing it in a little bit different ways, but that's just the energy. So I'm very excited to get started today. I'm very excited to be working with the original art by Pamela Colman Smith, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I'll put the camera down so that you can see the piles and make your choice about which pile is going to tell you what blessings are coming your way this week. Here we go. Welcome back, my friends. So these are going to be the piles for you to choose from for this week's Pick a Card reading. The question is, what blessings are coming your way? And it is a weekly reading. So what blessings are coming your way for March 7th through the 13th? Again, I have the numbers. I like using the numbers. It just makes it easier for everybody to know which way we're going here. So I have 3 piles, 1, 2, and 3. On pile 1 is a brown Jasper. On pile 2 is a blue tiger's eye. And on pile 3 is a tourmaline. I closed my eyes this time and chose the stone, so I will be reading the meaning of the stones this time, because I would have never chosen these colors. They're a little dark for me. A couple of them have to do with grounding, so I feel like maybe, you know, we're all getting ready to lift off or something because it's springtime, because these cards are saying we need to, or these crystals are saying we need to stay grounded this week. So maybe that's just an additional message for us. So I will be reading the meanings when we get to your reading. So again, on pile 1, a brown Jasper. On pile 2, a blue tiger's eye. On pile 3, a tourmaline. If you've never done a pick a card reading before, however you choose is the right way for you. Sometimes it's good to take a few deep breaths, and then when you open your eyes, whichever pile you're drawn to is the one for you. Don't think that you can choose incorrectly. You can't. If you get into the reading and you say, this is not for me, just click off of it, go to a new pile, go to another reading. But it's just, if it doesn't resonate with you, don't try to make it fit. It just doesn't resonate. It's not your reading. It's fine. I would suggest trying to choose as intuitively as you possibly can and not overthink it, okay? Some people choose based on the number because they just like number 1, 2, or 3. Some people choose based on the times and the time stamps, which I will put in the description box below. They find some synchronicities in the numbers there. Some people just choose at random. Some people choose based on the stone. Again, however you do it is the right way for you. Okay, so make your choice, and then check out the timestamps in the description box below, and you can go directly to your reading, and I will see you there. Okay, welcome back, pile 1. These are going to be your messages for the week of March 7th through 13th. What blessings are coming your way? Let's talk about the brown Jasper. So this is definitely a grounding stone. All of the brown stones are grounding stones, but it brings stability and balance, and it helps dissolve fear, anger, and panic. So if you want to pick one of those up this week, there might be a message there for you. I just pulled one card from the Sedona deck to get us started, and then I will pull cards as we go along again, and I'm reading from the original Pamela Colman Smith designed Smith-Waite Tarot cards, which is really cool. I just got them. I'm very excited about them. Okay, let's look and see what blessings are coming your way this week. Ah, a surprise. The unexpected. Expect the unexpected. That's always exciting, isn't it? Let's see if we can figure out what the unexpected is. What surprises are coming your way. Now, sometimes they say with the lizard, the surprise is something completely new that you have never been confronted with before. Sometimes a surprise is something that's been there all along, and you've kind of been overlooking it, because you know the lizards can do that. They become chameleons. They blend in with the background. They can make themselves all different colors and blend in and whatnot. And then when you see them move, that's when you see them. So some unexpected blessing is moving into your view this week. Let's see if we can figure out what that is. What do you got for pile 1? What messages? What's the blessing that's coming in for pile 1 this week? That's plenty of cards. I think I'll stop there. Okay. Got a couple of major arcana here. Swords, swords, swords. So what you're getting this week is unexpected relief from the swords, from the mental anguish, from the anxiety, from the feeling isolated, from not knowing which way to go. something is definitely moving into the line of vision that has been underneath the surface. So let's take these one by one. We got the Moon card here. The Moon literally talks about secrecy, deceit, things going on beneath the surface that you don't know about. It's not always secrecy and deceit. Sometimes it is just your vision for the time being is being blocked by the divine. Like you are moving forward, but you can't see the whole path. You don't necessarily know where you're going, you know, what obstacles are around you. You just can't see very clearly, but you are moving forward. So the message of the card is you have to move forward instinctually. It's all about instincts, intuition, taking one step at a time, not being able to see what's on either side of the path, but being focused on your goal, whatever that is, and moving forward with your instincts rather than the path being illuminated for you so you can see where you're going. Another card of kind of beneath the surface stuff. The Hermit card is a card of isolation. It's going within to find answers. It's retreating from the world to find answers. So this is one of those. There are two cards that I use for the stay-at-home orders and pandemic and that kind of stuff. And this is one of them. I kind of feel like this is just where we've been as a whole in the world. Just a period of isolation, having to go in within. Also, we're coming out of the winter time, and this can represent winter hibernation, where activity is kind of not, it's not like, you know, spring, right? Activity kind of slows down a little bit. More indoor activities, more quiet activities, more reading. And you know, when you read stuff, that just, you know, you think about things, you use your imagination, you come up with new ideas. It's that kind of stuff. Notice this light here. That means that once you find the answers, then you become a light for other people to follow. You can help illuminate their path once you find the answers for yourself. But for the time being, you're doing it instinctually, on your own, one step at a time, just using your intuition to move down the path. The message of this card is that when you wake up, you will find that you're in the right place, but it can be a little disorienting sometimes when you have to move around in the dark. And that's kind of what that Moon card is about. It's moving around in the dark. Major Arcana for Pisces, Major Arcana for Virgo. Those are the only two people here. So I do feel like something comes in to move you forward this week, but I still feel like you're going to be doing it in the dark a little bit, because here is where I think you're coming from. The Eight of Swords is no movement. It is a card of isolation and definitely going within. It's kind of in your head too much, a little bit, but it's not being able to see a way forward clearly. This woman does have a blindfold on, and the message of this card is there is a way out. If she would take that blindfold off, she could see that those swords do not completely surround her. There is a way out of this situation. She just cannot see it right now. Doesn't want to look at it, maybe. Just feels really, really stuck. Very stuck energy. stuck and isolated. So here's your first card of moving past it. The Seven of Swords is taking your leave. It's always taking your leave. Again, can be a card of trickery, deceit going on here. But it is a card of leaving the circus. You notice there are two swords that he's leaving behind with this circus back here. But he is taking some of the swords with him. So that means that some of the problems were his. He has to own the part of it that was his. But he is taking he is leaving the circus. Whatever this is to you, whether the circus is a relationship, whether it's a job, whether it's a friendship that that is toxic and you need to walk away from it, whatever this circus is, it did not start out that way. It wasn't always just a joke. It's become a joke is basically what's happened. Job places a lot of times can become a circus. I call them a zoo, whichever. Both apply. But this is a card of walking away from that which no longer serves you. And this is where I think we're going here. First of all, to brighter days. The Six of Swords is moving on to brighter days. Brighter days are ahead. These people are in the boat. The man is driving. The mother and child are in the boat. Notice the swords are in the boat again. The swords you're taking. You're taking the swords. The problems are still going to be there, but you move into a place of calmer waters, feeling better, more hopeful. I mean, the message of this card is that brighter days it can be like just taking a vacation from your problems. You need a break from it, that kind of thing. But with the moon here, it tells me that you are actually moving forward out of this situation of isolation and stuckness and what could have been some negative stuff, whatever that is. You are moving forward instinctually. You can't see you don't even really know where you're going. You can't see the whole pathway yet, but it does take you to a brighter future. So for the blessing that's coming your way is something unexpected comes in that helps you move in this direction, that helps you move forward out of the stuckness. That's going to probably be different for all of you, so I won't belabor that too much. Because I kind of just feel like that is the message. Something that was already there that you couldn't see. Maybe you take the blindfold off and you can suddenly see a way out, or something unexpected comes in to show you the way out, and you're leaving this place of isolation, this place of feeling very alone on your own. You have gained some good knowledge from this experience, whatever it is, and it's knowledge that you're taking with you that you can share with the world. But whatever this unexpected thing is, it helps you leave this bad situation. You are moving forward. You don't necessarily know everything. You don't know how you're going to get there. You don't know what obstacles are going to come up for you in the process of getting there. But you are more than willing, because you want to see brighter days ahead, you're more than willing to go forward, away from this situation, down the path believing that you're on the right path and just using your instincts to get through. And again, the message of this card is when you wake up in the morning, you will find that you are on the right path. So something happens this week to move you forward Fair enough. Let's just leave it at that. Remember our stone, grounding. Grounding may be important. Get out in nature. Do some grounding exercises, meditations, whatever it is that you do just to stay grounded, because it looks like you might need it this week. Okay, for my pile ones, I just want to get one final words of wisdom from the angels and ancestors. What words of wisdom do you have for pile ones with this week? Not the most pleasant, but brighter days are ahead. And you see there's hope for that this week. That comes in. Okay. Pile ones. What words of wisdom do you have for pile one? High Priestess. Harness mystic power. That's pretty awesome. And then finally from the Sacred Traveler, what does pile one need to do? What action do they need to take, if any? What does pile one need to do? What action do they need to take? Unknown territory. You are exactly where you need to be. Okay, both of those things go right along with this message right here. First of all, an intuition. This is a card of intuition, using your intuition to move forward. This is saying harness the intuition that you naturally have, whether you're male or female. We all have male and female in us. The feminine is very much associated with using intuition, tapping into the divine, our internal knowing. You can do that in so many different ways. Most people are big proponents of meditation, but you can just ask for answers. You can just pray to the divine. You can just say, help me through this as I navigate, help me to navigate this, help me to see the path. When I need to know how to move forward, help me to know which way to go forward. And then this card, again, is on the same thing, on the path. He's going down the path. And it's just saying you are exactly where you need to be. Trust that you will wake up in the morning in the right place. Again, with the unknown territory, you're traveling down this path, you're going forward. You don't necessarily know exactly where you're going or how you're going to get there. You're trusting your instincts to get there. So this is just a message from the divine to trust. You're good. It's all good. You're going to end up exactly where you need to be. It is unknown territory. It is a little disorienting. But you are moving forward, and that's a good place to be. All right, that's all I have for pile ones. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste. Welcome back, my friends. If you chose pile 2 for your weekly messages for March 7th through the 13th, these are going to be your cards. So pile 2 did have the blue tiger's eye on it. I don't know how well you can see that. So it's really dark, but it's also kind of cool. So the blue tiger's eye reduces stress and eases anxiety and depression and provides mental clarity, focus, and deeper insight. Just in case you're interested in getting one of those. All right, pile 2, let's see what we have. What blessings are coming your way this week? For the Sedona Oracle deck, you got Sun, joy and healing. The Sun is the best card of any deck. So what's coming your way, what blessings are coming your way is joy, warmth, healing. I don't know if you've been maybe a little bit under the weather lately, or you know, or maybe just emotionally a little bit drained, or physically a little bit drained, but healing is coming its way to you this week. And you'll also, this card also represents clear vision. So it's going to be a really, really good week for my pile twos. Let's get some further clarification for the blessings that are coming the way to pile, finding their way to pile two this week. What blessings are coming to pile two? I am reading today for, oh, I love it. Oh, Deirdre. I'm reading from the High Priestess. I'm reading from the original art Pamela Colman Smith deck, the Smith-Waite Tarot Deck. This is Pamela Colman Smith's original art. It is, as you notice, the colors are kind of muted. It's really, really pretty. This is the 100th anniversary commemorative deck. These were made in 1909, so this came out in 2009. Oh my God, you guys. Okay. I can't wait to talk about these cards that are coming out here for y'all. One more. Let's just get one more for pile two to see what's coming for pile two this week. What's coming for pile two? Anything else? Anything else you want to say? Or is that it? Okay. Let's talk about these cards first. So we got the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is a card of heartbreak. It can be a card of third-party situations in romance. I do feel like this reading is very much about romance, and I'll tell you why here in a minute. But it is a card of bleeding on an emotional level. The good thing about this card is that at least when you get these Three of Swords in you, when you come to this place, you know what you're dealing with. It's like a lancing. The wound has been burst open and now it can heal. So there has been some heartache here. You got the Ten of Wands. So that tells me there's been a struggle because of this heartache, and you are at the end of the struggle, and it causes a new beginning at the same time. This can be a card of just being overburdened, having too many responsibilities. You're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. But the message of the card is the only way out is through. Like, you have to finish your obligations up on yourself, for yourself. Nobody else can do it. Just generally, this card means the end of the struggle and a new beginning. Okay, so this is cool. In this new deck that I just got, Pamela Colman Smith created art outside of the tarot. She was an artist. She was just commissioned to make these cards for Arthur Edward Waite. In this deck, there are 2 additional cards that are just of her art. This is a piece of art that Pamela Colman Smith made for a play called Deirdre. It is an Irish story. It's like an old Irish legend. I'm not going to tell you how it ended because the ending's not very good. But this card right here represents Deirdre's love for Nisha. So to me, this is the card. When this card shows up, it means we're definitely dealing with a love relationship. Romance. Okay. The next card we have here is the High Priestess, which is a card of a spiritual leader, but it's a feminine spiritual leader. Could be a psychic, Could be just an intuitive woman. It's someone that you go to for advice. She has a tremendous amount of wisdom. And it is definitely a card of intuition and using your intuition to move forward. Last card we have here is the Lover's card, also indicating that this is a love reading. The Lover's card, though, is major arcana for Gemini, first of all, but it generally means that you have a choice to make in love. Now that can be a choice between something you love and something else, two people that you love, somebody that you love, and something else. It could be any one of those things, but it generally means that there is a choice to be made here, and you're going to have to use your intuition to make this decision. Okay. I'm going to get some clarifiers here because this is definitely a reading about a romance, a very passionate love affair. The blessing that is coming your way is joy and healing. So it might be joy and healing from this heartbreak that you have had. But it looks like there's a decision that needs to be made here. Like you're healing from the past and you're making the decision to move forward with this relationship despite of some heartache that it might have caused in the past, or something that might have had in the past. This is almost like the struggle. You're at the end of the struggle. The struggle is over and you can move forward into a better place with this relationship. I'm going to get a clarifier for, I almost hate to do it, but I'm kind of nosy, and we get a clarifier for this Three of Swords. Why is this Three of Swords here? Okay, again, you know, this is good and bad. It indicates a new beginning. The Ace of Swords is a new beginning, but it's a new beginning out of struggle. There's been some struggle here in this relationship. Something has happened, some heartache. There has been a little bit of deceit. So I do feel like for some of you, this could be a third-party situation. There's been some lies, there's been some deceit, but the good news is it's out in the open now. You know about it. It's been a struggle for you. You're kind of at the end of the struggle, and the message is the blessing that is coming your way is joy and healing, and a new beginning that's out of adversity is also coming your way this week. So, I just looked at this a little bit different way here. So what if, for some of you, the choice is staying in this relationship that there has been the heartache in, struggling through it, taking this new beginning that you have on offer here with this new person, or with this person that you've been involved with. Forgiving the past, healing the past, and moving forward. Okay, so the choice is between that or this new, passionate, amazing love affair. What if that's the choice? I think for some of you it is. Some of you, I think, are going to consult a wise, probably feminine person. Doesn't necessarily make them a woman, but somebody with feminine intuition and feminine qualities, and maybe some psychic abilities, or maybe a tarot reader, I don't know. Some of you guys are looking for some wisdom from an external source. So you'll be seeking the guidance of someone about this situation. Okay, let's get one more for the lovers, just to see if I can clarify which way it's going. One clarifier for the lovers. Got the King of Pentacles. Gemini, again, Gemini energy. And one more, just one more. Okay, there it is. The Four of Cups, dissatisfaction in your relationship. Okay, there's a choice in love here. Okay, for some of you, it's going to be a choice of, do I take this person back? Do I keep moving forward with this person? Do I heal with this person, and do I move forward? They're coming in, they're offering me something in the way of romance. They're apologizing, they're saying all the right things. They are offering healing and moving forward with this relationship. Again, there's a choice. You don't know if you want it or not. This is a card of dissatisfaction. Love is being offered to you. You're not completely certain that you want it. It doesn't look appealing to you. Some of you want this. You want this whole passionate love, beautiful relationship. This has been so messy. I don't know if I can move forward with it or not. I really want a good relationship with someone that's not going to cheat on me, that someone that is passionately in love with me, someone that has eyes for nobody else, somebody that is divine from God, that the union is like a divine union. We are soulmates. We're intended to be together. That is what I really want. I don't know if this offers this to me. Okay, so that is the choice you guys are going to have before you today. And I do feel like a lot of you are going to say yes. You're going to go back to this. There's a healing that can take place in this relationship for some of you. And I'm not talking... I mean, there's going to have to be some forgiveness here for sure. There's been some heartache. Now, I will say this, probably all long relationships experience some kind of heartache in one way or another. So you just have to decide for yourself if the heartbreak that has happened in this relationship is something that you can forgive and forget and heal from and move forward with, or if it's something that has so damaged the relationship, there's no going back. So your choice, I think the choice that you have this week is, do I go back to this relationship, heal it, and move on, or do I move forward in the hopes of finding this great love that doesn't seem to be here? Twos are about decisions too. So the High Priestess, and this is about choice. There's a decision here. And I think it's going to be individual, whether you guys accept the apology and go back to this person, or whether you take your chances moving forward to find the love of your life. Whatever you decide, I think there's still going to be some joy and healing that comes into your life this week. And that, I feel like, is either the possibility of a new relationship, passionate relationship comes in, or the possibility that this can heal and you can move forward. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Let me get some final words of wisdom from angels and ancestors. I'm so glad this card popped out, because I did leave them in there to read, because I feel like they have symbolism in them as well. It's like we're getting extra messages from Pamela Colman Smith, so I did leave them in there. There's two of them. That's pretty exciting. Okay, what final words of wisdom do you have for pile 2? Final words of wisdom from the angels and ancestors. Lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards. And the last question from the Sacred Traveler. What does pile 2 need to do? If anything, what action do they need to take? Pile 2, what do they need to do? What action do they need to take? Pile 2. Staying focused, hold the course. Okay, so this is just saying, once you make a decision about how you want to go in this direction, just stay focused on that. If what you want is this amazing love, this great, passionate, divinely guided and instituted and ordained love, then stay the course if that is what you decide to do. So this reading is not all that pleasant, but these 2 cards tell me this is going to be a really good week for you. Like, this is all about abundance, and it can be just the abundance of nature, really enjoying the abundance of nature this week in some way. But it's like talking about growth, like spiritual growth or financial growth. And this is talking about joy and healing. And like I said, the sun is the happiest card in any deck. So I think despite this messiness that's been going on here, I think this is going to be a really, really great week for you guys, filled with tremendous possibilities. Like, this together just looks like that euphoric state of being in love to me. So it's possible that whichever direction you go in, there is a real healing emotionally here. Like, this possibility for this new relationship makes you feel joyful and happy emotionally. Or the healing from this relationship you've already been in makes you very joyful and happy emotionally. Like, it's a real serious healing and a forgiveness and coming back together. That is very real and very passionate and very joyful. So either way, whichever way that goes for you guys, I think this week is going to be really, really good for you guys. Okay, that's all I have for my pile 2s. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste. Welcome back, my friends. If you chose pile 3 for your weekly messages for March 7th through the 13th, this reading is for you. So pile 3 did have the Tourmaline on there, and the Tourmaline, I don't choose this stone very much. It kind of looks like a lump of coal to me, but it does have a purpose, right? So the Tourmaline provides protection and eliminates negativity. It is a grounding stone and is used by many spiritualists when doing ritual work or connecting with spirit. So it does have a purpose in case you want to get one of those, the black Tourmaline. Again, I chose these stones by random today, so that's what came out. So that's y'all's stone. All right. So the question is, what blessings are coming your way this week? And you got Bell Rock, possibilities. Oh my gosh, I love it. Possibilities are opening up for you this week. And the message of this card is you want to stay open to any and all possibilities, because this is almost like an Eight of Wands situation where there's lots of energy and options and opportunities coming your way. Just stay open to them and hear them out. Don't say no, just out of hand. Wait till you hear them out and decide which one you want to take up. Okay, so let's hear more about these possibilities for pile 3. Tell us more about the blessings coming the way for pile 3. Coming to pile 3. Blessings coming to pile 3 this week. What blessings are coming to pile 3 this week? I had to get some more cards because I wasn't, particularly fond of the ones we had out there. I don't know how. I think this came first. We'll do it this way, and if they need to change up, we'll change up. Okay. I'm going to take row 1 as where we've been, row 2 as what's coming up this week. Okay. You guys have not been in the best energy lately. 1, 2, 3, 5s. 5s are the agents of change. They do mean, a 5 does mean like personal freedom, sense of adventure. It means change. But to get there, to get the personal freedom and the change, sometimes something has to happen to make us see that change is required. Or sometimes some things have to die before change can come in. So that's where I feel like 3 5s. That's where I feel like you guys have been in the recent past. You got the 5 of Pentacles here, which is a card of being cast out in the cold. It's a card of poverty. It's a card of lack. It's a card of feeling isolated from the pack. Now I will say this. Sometimes it is by choice. This is a church which represents institutions. And sometimes it's a choice that these two people, this woman is taking her chances out in the cold because she does not like what's going on in this institution. She's like, okay, I'm going to take my chances on my own. I'm taking this one trusty friend with me. Look how wounded he is as well by this experience that's going on in this institution, whatever this institution may be. Sometimes it's like, I'm going to take, I would rather starve to death than stay in this situation. So I'm gonna take my chances out on my own. But in any case, it is a feeling of having to do it on your own, feeling isolated from the pack. Then we have the 5 of Cups, which is a card of mourning. There have been some losses here. There is still something left to work from. The message of the card is, if you turn around, you do have something to work from, but you've kind of been stuck in a state of mourning and have not maybe been able to get out of it. Like stuck in a state of looking at what has been lost instead of looking at what is left behind for you to work from. The third 5 that we have here is a card of conflict. It is actually a card of fighting. With the 5 of Swords, it's usually not internal conflict. If this is internal conflict, it's pretty serious. Like maybe you're so bogged down in it, you might need to talk to somebody else, to talk to a professional about it. This kind of conflict is actually pretty nasty and can precipitate this. If this institution is a job, this is like nasty corporate politics going on, people losing jobs over this kind of situation. So something has happened. There's definitely been a loss here. There's been a lot of negativity, negative energy, maybe around some kind of job for you guys where you've lost the job. Somebody's been fired. Somebody's had to quit because it was so miserable. Trying to think what else it could be. I'm really getting job here, but it could be, you know, like just maybe some other kind of institution that you belong to, where you've made a lot of, maybe it's a church, maybe it's a hospital, but that would probably be a work situation if it's a hospital. It could be like a church or some kind of institution, some kind of community or place, institutionalized place where you go that's supposed to be supportive, that's supposed to support you in some way, it's supposed to help you in some way, that has turned really hostile. It's that kind of situation. Okay. The good news is this is coming to an end. This is a card of being overburdened, being bogged down with your burdens. Tens are endings and beginnings at the same time. You got 2 tens here. So again, a new beginning that comes out of these change agents that are happening down here. Pick your poison. Is it a nasty conflict? Are you in mourning? Was there an actual loss? Were you cast out in the cold? Are you poverty stricken? You know, whatever those bad things are that happen in your life. And they happen to all of us at one point or another, right? It's a change agent because you got 2 tens. Endings and beginnings at the same time. So the struggle is ending, and what you're coming into is a fortunate new beginning. This Wheel of Fortune is this is the possibilities that are coming into you. That's the blessing this week. Possibilities are coming into you that will help you figure out a way to move this wheel forward. The Wheel of Fortune is moving it's turning in your favor this week. Congratulations. It's karma, baby. It's good timing, right? Whatever bad karma you have had, it looks like you have played all that out, whether, you know, it was karma or whether, you know, it was just bad luck or just the world that we live in these days, whatever it was. That phase is ending and a new phase is beginning that brings you fortune in all areas. I don't mean that just in money, but there is some money indication here. But it brings you a new outlook on your fortunes, which include family and hope and all those beautiful things in life, actually. Okay, so the new possibilities. It's going to be different, I think, for all of you. But for some of you, it is a new business proposition. Maybe it comes from a creative idea. Some possibilities come to you this week, or you get some news or some information that it's like I mentioned, like the 8 of Wands. I keep getting the 8 of Wands here in my mind with this. It's like all these ideas, creative ideas are coming to you. All these options are coming to you. This is a card of having an idea of how to make money. Notice the pentacles in the future. And sharing your idea. These guys are down in the basement of a church. Here we got this church again, right? These guys are down in the basement of a church, and this guy is sharing his idea with his trusted advisors. And there's like a map here, it's like the treasure map, right? So he is telling these people about his idea because he trusts them. And the message of this card is only tell the people that need to know at this point. Don't spread it around to everybody, because if you do, it might not work out. Somebody may steal your idea, or somebody may sabotage it, or just keep it to yourself, basically. Not keep it to yourself. Keep it to your trusted advisors. Only those people you trust. For some of you, it is what's coming your way is a new partnership, and it may be romance. It could be like a new love is coming in this week, or possibilities for a new love. It looks very promising. Twos are at the very beginning stages of something new. This Two of Cups is at the very beginning stages of a relationship, so you don't know how it's going to turn out in the end. However, there's a lot of promise here. It does look very, very promising. So stay tuned to see how it ends up, but it could be something really good. Now that Two of Cups can also be a partnership. Doesn't necessarily have to be romance. So for some of you, it will be romance. For some of you, it will be having a partner with this new business venture, this new idea that you have for a business opportunity. Okay, so first of all, let me say congratulations, because I am very happy that things are moving forward to you and you're moving out of this energy. And secondly, may I say I'm sorry that you've been here. I've been here probably for the last few years myself. I don't know which one of these, pick one, So I know how important it is this week is going to be for you guys to get that glimmer of hope and some new possibilities coming to you, and some new ideas coming to you that looks like for you guys it has been a long time coming, and it is well earned. It's well deserved. Good karma coming at you, baby. I like that. Okay, just for final words of wisdom from the angels and ancestors, what do you have for pile 3s? Final words of wisdom. I love reading these original Pamela Colman Smith designed cards. I'm really digging it. There's just something special about them. They're so similar to the ones we're used to, but this is like the original art, so it's just real cool. Okay, what final words of wisdom, angels and ancestors, do you have for pile 3s? Final words of wisdom for pile 3s. Summer, bask in joy and light. I like that. There you go. The love is coming in from the divine. Fortune is smiling upon you, and you feel like it's summertime again, which is the best time of the year, right? People are out and about. They're having fun, taking road trips with the family, having picnics. It's just the happiest time of year. So that's what this week is going to feel like for you guys. I'm very happy for you. Bask in the joy and the light. All right, and for the Sacred Traveler, what does pile 3 need to do? If anything, what action do they need to take? What does pile 3 need to do? If anything, what action? Action. Finding sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source. That's a pretty card. Opening to your spiritual source. Wow, that's pretty. I kind of wonder if that's why this is happening, is because you're opening yourself up to your spiritual source. All this good stuff can now come in. Like you've turned around from the cups, you know. You're in a better place. You're opening yourself up to spirit through meditation, through yoga, through whatever it is, through prayer, through whatever it is. However you guys, walking in nature is also an exercise in opening yourself up to the divine. So I kind of think as far as an action, what you should do, this is saying continue to do that. I do kind of feel like that is the reason that this wheel is turning in your favor, is because you've been doing that. And this is just saying, keep doing that. Keep doing what you've been doing. Okay, that's all I have for my pile threes. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste.